welcome to the Reagan Athletic Complex for Eureka Red Devils Volleyball here on ECTV. I'm Matthew Swan.
And I'm Ella Walker.
And we will be joining you for tonight's SLIAC opener between the Eureka Red Devils and the Webster Gorlocks. Last time out, Eureka fell short in 3 straight sets to the Dominican Stars, making them start the season 0-2. Webster coming into this one 4-4 overall, hoping to make it past the 500 mark and hoping to jump in front of conference play after being ranked 3rd in the SLIAC preseason poll. So Ella, what do you think are 3 keys for the Red Devils to help them win this game?
So I think one of them is one that we talked about on the game on Friday, and it's that energy and bringing that energy. We did see how productive this Red Devils team can be when they do bring that energy, and not only them but our fan section as well. So I think that's really a big one, especially for a game like this. And also the free points and communication, I think those are 2 very big ones. The communication, I think, has been lacking slightly on the Red Devils' part, and I think that that's a big deal. And that's also the cause of a lot of those free points that we're losing. So I think that with that, if they can fix all of that, then that'll be good for us. That's right. A lot of it is just cleaning up the basic fundamentals. And despite starting off the season 0-2, there are still a lot of positives for this Red Devils team. Freshman Alyssa Company achieved her first career double-double with 10 digs and 13 kills last game. On the other side, Olivia Powell proves to be a threat at the net with a team-leading 18 blocks. Anyways, it'll be an interesting one to see, and we look forward to bringing it to you. Up next is the national anthem and starting lineups. Stay tuned. You're watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball here on ECTV.
Calvin got diagnosed June 10th of 2018. He has rhabdomyosarcoma, a soft tissue cancer. But St. Jude has covered everything, and coming here, they're like, we are going to do everything we can. And when they say everything, they mean everything. St. Jude is like the gold at the end of a rainbow for a family like ours. They've really given our family hope, and we are so grateful and thankful for everything.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
When people ask us who
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Now let's send it to the floor for starting lineups.
For the visiting Gorlocks. Starting off, number 2, Grace White. Number 6, Ellie Biedenstein. Number 10, Alyssa Jones. Number 11, Lauren Harms. Number 15, Eva Tarlos. 25, Megan Zablonsky. Number 4, JC Lewis. And 18, Lauren Peterson. Now let's be the starting lineup for Eureka Red Devils. Number 5, Brooklyn Shell. 11, Claire Schaffner. 14, Haley Gona. 16, Alyssa Company. 17, Franny Heckman. 20, Malia Nago. Number 4, Chloe Donahue.
And welcome back as we get ready to get things underway here. As usual, both teams high-fiving at the net, and this will be an exciting one to see. Last time, the Red Devils really put up a fight, and you mentioned it in the pregame. There was a lot of energy, especially from the fans. They were very loud, to the point where I think even the Dominican Stars had to complain to the refs a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And it was cutting into our broadcast. I'm sure people could hear it over the mics, but it was awesome. The atmosphere was amazing those first 2 sets, and then something just shifted that 3rd set. So if they can keep that energy up, it's anyone's game.
That is absolutely true. And Ella, I don't know if you know this, but our head-to-head matchups against Webster University, they aren't actually that impressive. It turns out we have yet to win a single game against this team. We come in at 0-37 overall.
Which is insane. We've been playing them since 2000, I believe.
Yeah.
And just can't seem to get on top of this one team.
But anything can happen,
100%.
Anybody's game.
I think especially like we talked about that energy, and if they can get their communication down, they can kind of cut off those free points that they've given the teams, then 100% this is anyone's game.
That's right. And as usual, on the floor for the Red Devils, Heckman, Schaffner, we have O'Donohue, we have Company, and of course we have Nagel down there as well, and Brooklyn Shell. But this is a very dangerous Gorlock team.
100%. They got some talent over there.
And yeah, I know they only come in at a 500 win percentage, but
when you look at some of those teams they've lost to, they lost to Illinois Wesleyan, which is actually a very large, much bigger school than Eureka.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those kinds of games, you can't really hold that against them in there. So, yeah.
And yeah, as we mentioned before the start of the game, Webster was ranked 3rd in the SLIAC preseason poll, as it'll be Bidenston to serve at the net. Nagel over, and this one pretty quickly is going to be a point for the Gorlocks.
They'll call a double hit there, I believe, but I don't know who it's on.
And so right away, the Red Devils falling behind. This one is hit, kept in the air by Shell, hit over, passed up to the outside, kept up by Schaffner. Shell outside, Nagel over. That one's in the air by Lewis. Big hit there, kept in play by O'Donohue. Outside, Heckman over, and this one is kept up. And unfortunately, that'll be number 25, Megan Zablonsky, who is too strong, and that one finds its way out of bounds. And the Red Devils tie it up pretty quickly here in the very first set. It'll be Lexi Lero-Mattis to serve. A nice little floater there, kept up. This one's going to be hit over, and once again, too strong. So it'll be another point for the Red Devils. And what's weird is usually we see the Red Devils who are the ones to give up free points.
Yeah.
But luckily for us, it's been the Gorlocks so far. This one's a floater kept up by Lero-Mattis. Schaffner outside, Shell with a big hit, and that is too strong. And once again, the announcer's curse strikes. Spoke too soon, but it'll be all right. There's still a lot of game left to play. And it'll be Zablonsky once again, Zablonsky for the first time tonight to serve for the Gorlocks. Hoping to grab the lead here for Webster, and that one's hit directly into the net. Another free point gladly taken by this Red Devils team. Alyssa Company at the service line. She's been very good in these last two games.
100%. She's become a very valuable asset to this Red Devils team.
That's right. This one's hit in the middle, and the floater by Jones is unable to get over the net. Another free point for the Red Devils as they lead it 4-2 here in the first set. Company hoping to add on. Another good serve. That one's kept up in the air. Hit to the outside, kept up by Schaffner, and that one is hit over by Shell. to the outside. Harms unable to get that down. Schaffner in the middle. Gauna with a floater kept up. This one's hit by Jones. Floater over to Schaffner, who keeps it up. Nagel to Shell. Kept up there by Lewis. Once again, Harms unable to get that one down. Gauna unfortunately not able to jump high enough on that one. And the ball once again finds its way into the net. So it is a 1-point game in favor of the Red Devils here early in set number 1. And this one is going to be Tarlos to take over and serve for the Gorlocks as she hits a line drive over, and it is too strong of a line drive. And once again, another free point for the Red Devils as they lead it 5-3. Coming into the game is Chelsea Beck, and she's going to take over at the line of service and hope to add on to this Red Devils lead. That's a great serve there, a line drive, and that one unable to get kept up in the air by Zablonsky as she dove for the ball, but she was just a little bit short. And Beck is going to continue her roll. 6-3 Red Devils, another good serve. Zablonsky up. That one is going to be hit over the net. Lyra Mattis up to, and that one is going to be a point for the Gorlocks.
And that's going to be another double hit on the Red Devils.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think they were expecting the ball to come back over the net that quickly.
No, 100% not.
It did not seem like they were ready for it. But anyways, Red Devils still up 6-4. It'll be Morio to serve for the Gorlocks. Morio in her second season. Kept up by Shell into the net. Gauna over. And let's see what the refs say. That'll be a point for the Red Devils. So they now lead it 7-4 here in set number 1. And Brooklyn Shell, who we've seen a lot of last game, is going to take over to serve for the Red Devils. And so far, this has been a very surprising start.
Yeah,
we knew that the Gorlocks were ranked very high in the SLIAC preseason poll.
Yeah.
But the Red Devils possibly proving that they can be just as good. This one's hit over, and that one unable to get pushed back over the net. Crafton dove, but just out of her reach. It is now 7-5 in favor of the Red Devils. And it'll be Harms at the line of service. Harms with a good serve there, kept up by Shell. This one's hit to the outside. Heckman keeps it in the air. Shell up outside to Crafton. This one's kept up there. Hit to the outside. And once again, Zablonsky is too strong. And it'll be another point for the Red Devils as they lead it now by 3. A few more fans coming into this one, making it just in time before the Red Devils really start to heat up here as O'Donohue gets to the line of service. Good serve there. Hit over by Heckman. Back set. That one's kept up by Crafton. And Company unable to push that one down as it'll be a point for the Gorlocks. Taking over to serve is Lewis. Only being down by 2 here, hoping to tie it up. And prove to these fans that this Gorlocks team can be as good as they say they are. Nagel, back set, Crafton over, kept up in the air. This one's hit to the outside. And Zablonsky finds a hole past a diving O'Donohue. So another point for the Gorlocks as they nearly catch up here, down by 1. And once again, Lewis returns to the line as she hits a line drive, kept up by Crafton. Nagel outside, and that is Company with a big hit to add another point on the scoreboard for the Red Devils. And man, she is just amazing.
She really is.
And so hard.
And it's really impressive because you don't normally expect that out of your freshman players. So getting to see that she is fully confident in who she is as a player, It's quite impressive to see.
That's right. And unfortunately, that'll be a point for the Gorlocks as the Red Devils thought that one went out of bounds. But I guess the ball found a way to stay in the lines. It is still a 1-point game. Red Devils continue to lead it. Obviously, the Gorlocks looking to change that as Biedenstein gets to the line. Her serve is good. Kept up by Crafton. Schaffner in the middle, and company is blocked. Schaffner keeps it up again. Shell hits it over. Kept up there. Hit to the outside, and a big hit kept up by Schaffner. This one's going to be Heckman with a big hit. Kept up. This one's still in play. And that one is blocked by Zablonski. Kept up in the air. Zablonski again with a floater. Kept up by Shell. Heckman hits it to the outside. Nagel with a good hit. Kept up. And a big hit. Kept up by O'Donohue. Nagel over once more. This one is going to continue to be in play as Schaffner hits it outside. And that one is going to be a point for the Red Devils.
What a rally that was.
That was a really great play by Heckman.
100%. That was really fun to watch.
Great move by her to not touch the net and still get the ball down to make it a 10-8 game as Lyra O'Mattis will take over to serve for the Red Devils. Good floater there. That one's Beanston. And that finds a hole.
Not much you can do there.
Yeah, maybe just
especially when that hole's open.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of misplacement there, but that's all right. Red Devils still lead it 10-9 here in set number 1. And actually, the last time that the Red Devils even won a set against Webster was in 2018, so they look forward to changing that here. O'Donohue keeps it up. Schaffner outside, back set. Company's hit nearly out of bounds, but kept in play. O'Donohue up to Schaffner. In the middle, Company with the floater. That one's kept in the air. Blocked there, kept up by Shell. Once again, kept up by Company. Hit over. Off the hands there, and Lyra Mattis dives, but she's unable to keep that one in play.
Company is really out here. She's proving exactly why she's here and why she is playing all around and starting as a freshman.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw, but even in the middle of the play, she's communicating with her teammates.
Yes, and that's the kind of teammates that you really do want to have, especially in in the game of volleyball. Like, you need that communication constantly going.
That's right, and Carlos able to find a hole there, and for the second time, actually since leading from the first play of the game, the Gorlocks have the lead here early in set number 1, 11-10, as Gray continues to serve. Schaffner back sets to Company. That one's kept up by Lewis. Harms in the air, kept up by Lyra Mattis. Schaffner outside. Shell with a big hit, kept up by Lewis again. This one's to the outside. Harms. Back set, this one's going to be Jones, and she finds a hole to increase the Gorlocks lead. 12-10 here in set number 1. And a timeout is going to be taken for the Red Devils.
So, I kind of want to talk about, because I don't know if you've noticed it, but I have noticed that a lot of the Webster girls, whether they're setting or serving, they're implementing the jump set and jump serve, which is very impressive because it's very difficult to do, especially the jump setting, because you have to have that one, you can't have that 1-2. So it's honestly, they're doing it, they back set it and jump set, and that's just very impressive to me. And that's something that you don't often see. At least I don't think that we've seen a lot of it so far this season. So it's been pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, and honestly, that doesn't even surprise me. I mean, we knew that the Gorlocks coming into this one, they're a really well put together team.
100%.
But if I'm being honest, the Red Devils so far here tonight, I know they're down by 2. It's still early. I think this is probably the best start that we've seen them have this season.
Oh, I would agree. I would totally agree. I think Company is doing phenomenal tonight. I think Lyra Mattis is doing very well tonight. I think you've said her name quite a few times.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure Claire Schaffner,
yeah,
I'm sure she's looking to kind of pick things up. Last game, she struggled a little bit,
Yeah.
but she's back out here tonight and kind of ready to start over.
Yeah, and
So-
I think you're seeing that. I think we're seeing a lot more communication
Yeah.
today than we have been,
Absolutely.
which is awesome.
So both teams back out on the floor. It'll be Gray to continue to serve for the Gorlocks with a 2-point lead. O'Donohue keeps it in the air. Schaffner back sets, and Shell with a floater kept up by Bidenstein. And that will be a point for the Red Devils.
Great play there by Shell. That was a great read on her part.
Yeah, her awareness is really great. She never lost track of where that ball was, and because of it, the Red Devils add on a point. Alyssa Company to serve. Good hit there. Kept up by Lewis. That one's going to be hit to the middle, and that one off the hands of Nagel and falls. So it'll be a point for the Gorlocks as they lead at 12-11. Tarlos will be the one to serve. A good hit there, kept up by Shell. Company in the air. This one's called by Lyra Mattis, who hits it over. Kept up in the air. Over Schaffner. Hit it behind her, but Company wasn't there. She seemed to be in front of her. And so the Gorlocks add another point, leading by 3. So it'll be Tarlos once again, hoping to start to pull away, and that one is way too strong. Another free point for the Red Devils. And they're only down by 2 here. So it's about the middle of the set. I think this is probably the time that the Red Devils want to start kind of finding their way back into the game, because you don't want to wait till the very last minute, which is what they have been doing.
I was
going to
say, yeah, we saw that last game where they would kind of fall back a little bit and then they'd fall back more and they'd get back into the game. No, there's no doubts about that. I mean, I think we went to 27 and twice. And I think that if they can just push now rather than later, that'll help them win. Yeah, for sure. And Crafton on that last play was unable to get the ball over. She hit it right next to the net, but it'll be another point for the Gorlocks. And Morio will serve. That one kept up. Crafton to Gauna, who hits it over with 2 hands. And another point for the Gorlocks. Another 2-hand penalty. So we've seen that a few times here tonight. And because of it, the Gorlocks lead it 16-12. This one's kept up in the air. Crafton is way too strong on that hit. And the Gorlocks now lead at 17-12. So maybe just controlling the ball a little bit more. I know it's in the heat of the moment. You're kind of rushing, but these are simple things that you kind of have to take into consideration. And the Gorlocks add another point on a big, strong hit. The Gorlocks starting to heat up here late in the first set. But, I mean, you'd really like to see these Red Devils really make a comeback and grab a hold of this first set. Obviously, we are still looking for our first set win for the year. Yes. This one's hit to the outside. McGrath unable to get that down. Oh, it's still
over by Heckman. Once again to the outside. That one's off the hands of Heckman, who floats it over. And wow.
What a rally.
Gauna with a big hit is blocked. And I don't know if it's skill or luck, but this Gorlocks team is really starting to find their groove. I mean, they were quick on their feet on that last play. Yeah. And it'll be Lauren Harms to serve with a line drive. And that one deflects off of the hands a little bit too hard and falls under the net. So it is now 19-13 in favor of the Gorlocks.
What a switch up.
I know. Yeah, I mean.
And very quickly, too.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Devils, like I said, this was probably the best start they've had all season. So
100%.
I mean,
I would agree.
Yeah, there's always positives. As Crafton hits it over. This one's called by Lewis. To the outside, that was McGrath. Shell hits it to Company, who floats it over, kept up there. Back set, and that one is off of the hands of one of the Red Devils down there. So another point for the Gorlocks. And once again, the Red Devils are going to take another timeout as they now are down by 7. Gorlocks lead at 20-13 here in set number 1. Fans are very quiet so far.
Oh, yeah, I know. And it's a much smaller crowd this time than we had last time.
And you think, for it being the first conference game of the year, it would be a little bit more packed.
Oh, 100%.
But
I feel like that's normally a very big deal, especially for students here, is they don't like the people in their conference. So
yeah, I
think it's a big deal.
Yeah, and we're such, Eureka being such a small school, everyone kind of has that tight bond.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to just know everybody on a personal level just because of how low our student classes. And
so let's talk about Gauna for a minute, because she had a game last week. She had 15 kills. Between her and Company, I think they made up 27 of the 34 kills at the game. So seeing those two back out on the court together makes me very, very excited to see where this goes.
Not only that, but Gauna also leads the team with a .394 hitting percentage. So she, her last game, she really proved to be a weapon for this Red Devils team. I know she blocked a lot last game, and there she is, unable to find a hole. That one is going to be hit and finding a perfect spot to fall on the floor. That was McGrath. And it is now 21-13. Harms with the serve, just over the net. Shell able to keep it up. Company's going to hit it over. Kept up by Harms once again. This one's set outside. That one is off the hands of Company after being hit by Zablonski. And it'll be another point for the Gorlocks team as they lead it 22-13. Harms once again. This one to Heckman. Outside, kept up, in the air, Zablonski off the hands of Gauna. In the middle, and that one is going to be Grace White.
What a hit that was. There's not a lot to do with that. Not a lot.
I mean, that's just such a hard hit, and I feel like every year we see players that are stronger and stronger, and they just produce statistics like that.
And White is only a sophomore, so she's just getting started.
Lots of room for improvement, lots of potential.
100%.
Heckman on that last play dove, but couldn't get to it. 24-13. Heckman in the air. That one's back. Heckman in the air again. This one's hit out of bounds, and it's going to fall. So finally, the Red Devils grab a hold of another point. It is now a 10-point game. Gorlocks lead it 24-14. It'll be O'Donohue hoping to keep the Red Devils' hopes alive here in set number 1. That one's kept up in the air. Zablonski. And that one is out. So another point for the Red Devils. For a second there, I thought that was going to be the end of set number 1. I thought I saw some of the Gorlocks cheering, but O'Donohue once again kept up in the air. In the middle with a floater, kept up by Crafton. Heckman in the air, kept up. O'Donohue able to dig that one out.
What a pass.
Crafton with the floater, kept up by Lewis. To the outside. Once again, too strong, and that was McGrath on that one. So maybe the Red Devils starting to find their momentum. 24-16. Gorlocks lead it in set number 1. O'Donohue once again. That one's kept up by Lewis. Back set, floater, and O'Donohue dives, unable to get that one. It was a good effort, but the Gorlocks are going to take set number 1, 25-16. We'll be right back Stay tuned. You're watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball on ECTV.
When people ask us who we are, we tell them we're problem solvers, opportunity creators, community builders, and change makers. We are Rotary. Around the world, our network of 1.4 million neighbors, friends, and leaders volunteer their skills, expertise, and resources to solve issues and address community needs. We are people of action. Join us, and together, we can make an even greater impact. Find out how you can get involved at rotary.org/action.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
You don't need to spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back to the Reagan Athletic Complex. So, the Gorlocks took set number 1 by a decent margin, and the Red Devils hoping to attack early here in this next set and obviously get their first win of the season, but even before that, their first set win of the season. As I mentioned earlier, we still have yet to even win a single set, and it's all about starting small. So Red Devils back out on the court. Gorlocks following.
And we're sitting here looking at the stats. The Gorlocks, they have a total of 16 kills in the first set, while the Red Devils are sitting at only 4. So that might be part of our issue with the big loss margin there, is the fact that they do have significantly more kills than us, as well as they have a lot more sets, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said before, the Red Devils started off really well. It's just,
yeah, they did.
It's just having to maintain that level of competition and finishing strong.
And I think keeping their composure, sorry for cutting you off, but I think keeping their composure is a big part of that, because I think a lot of the times when they get down, they get down.
Yeah, I agree. This one's hit over by Nagel, kept in the air by Jones. Schaffner in the middle to Company, and that one is just out of the reach of Lewis. So almost like I just spoke it into existence, the Red Devils attack early and are the first ones to get on the board here in set number 2. It'll be Schaffner once again. And unfortunately too strong. That was a great read by Zablonski right there. She was about to go for that ball, and right at the very last second she moved out of the way. And so that ties it up here at 1 apiece, and Zablonski who was just involved in that play, is the one to serve. Kept up by O'Donohue. Schaffner in the middle of the company. The floater unable to get down. And that hit by Carlos, not strong enough. Into the net, it looked like. And maybe off of the hands of another player, but good for us as the Red Devils take a 2-1 lead. And it'll be Lero Mattis to serve, who played really well last game. This one's kept up in the air to outside. Harms. O'Donohue kept up. Schaffner in the middle of the company again. And O'Donohue dives.
There's a lift on the Gorlocks.
Yep, that's right. And the Red Devils grab another point, 3-1. Yeah, and just like the first set, they start off really well. Lero Mattis over. This one's going to be tipped. Kept up in the air. Schaffner to Shell. And that one gets down. So that was Zablonski who dove for the ball, but it rolled off of her hands onto the floor. And it is now 4-1 Red Devils. Lero Mattis hoping to keep it up. No pun intended. Zablonski in the air. That one's outside to Harms. That's blocked by Gauna. Over by Jones. Kept up. Schaffner backsets company. And that is a point for the Red Devils. She wanted to hit it really hard, but it looked like it slipped off of her fingers and spun in a very weird direction. But it did the job, so.
Yeah.
5-1 Red Devils. Lero Mattis over. Zablonski. That is Asplin. O'Donohue keeps it in play. Kept up by company. Shell hits it over. That one's kept in the air. And a strong hit there. I believe that was Tarlos, but it is out of bounds. 6-1 Red Devils, and the Gorlocks take a timeout. But, I mean, this is what we've been talking about for the prior 2 games of the season, and now, even here tonight, just the energy. I mean, look at that. 6-1 Red Devils against a really good team.
Yeah.
And, you know, as soon as they start to heat up, these fans do tend to get more involved, but you'd like to see that, you know, even when we're not heating up.
100%.
That's the ideal picture.
Yeah. And you're seeing that free points that we were talking about in pregame, and it's actually transferring, and the Gorlocks are taking a lot of those, and they're making those small mistakes that are kind of costing them those big points.
Yeah, so maybe the Red Devils making the Gorlocks taste their own medicine for a change. I mean, obviously, at this level, and between these 2 teams, none of them are, I guess, what you would call ranked, but honestly, the Gorlocks were definitely favorites to win this one. And, I mean, they still very well could be, but the Red Devils are really putting on a show. And as I mentioned before, the Red Devils 0-37 against Webster in the history of these 2 teams playing together.
Which is insane.
But, I mean, I feel like it's a good year to change that.
Yeah, for sure.
Lero Mattis hoping to continue the Red Devils hot streak. That one's kept up. Tipped over by Jones, and that one drops in between the lines. Unfortunately, Schaffner unable to get it, so it will be a point for the Gorlocks. And they're hoping that that timeout is going to kind of get them back on track, as J.C. Lewis will take over to serve for the Gorlocks. Good serve there, kept up by Lero Mattis. Schaffner backsets to company with the floater, kept up by Lewis. That one is Asplin. That is kept in the air. Schaffner calls it. Shell over, blocked there by Jones. Schaffner backsets again. This one to Nagel, who floats it over, kept up by Lewis again. To the outside, and Harms hits that one into the net. So another point for the Red Devils. And Gauna comes back in. O'Donohue goes out. And it'll be freshman Alyssa Company, who we talk quite a lot about, to serve for the Red Devils. That is a great serve. Hit to the outside, kept up by Company. Schaffner hits it to Shell, and that one's blocked. And they're calling it a point for the Gorlocks. So it is now 7-3, Red Devils lead it. And see, that's all right. Giving up a point like that every once in a while, it's
Yeah.
all right, as long as, you know, you don't overdo it. And that's what the Red Devils seem to do, especially in these last 2 games to start out the season. But it'll be Morio who serves, kept up by Shell there. Schaffner to Nagel on the outside, tipped off of the hands of Morio, the one who just served, and it'll be a point for the Red Devils as that one made its way out of bounds. Making her way to the service line is Chelsea Beck. Beck in her first year of playing volleyball for the Red Devils. Coming out of Clay City, and that one is served directly into the net. And I mean, I get those 3 points happen, but obviously you want to try and limit them as much as possible. It'll be Harms for the Gorlocks, and that one is served directly into the net. So maybe a little bit of anything you can do, I can do better, or worse for that matter. But the Red Devils at a point, and it'll be Brooklyn Shell to serve with a great serve. Kept up in the air outside. That one's floated. Heckman, too strong and out of bounds. So several plays in a row we have seen free points given to both teams. And it is now 9-5 in favor of the Red Devils. This one's going to be Grace White at the line of service. Company keeps it in the air. That one's hit in the middle. Shell over, kept up there by Zablonski, who tips that one over. And the refs say that it was out of bounds. Is that the call?
Yeah.
So another point for the Red Devils as they lead it 10-5. I mean, this is exciting. And like we were talking about, they start off so well. It's just maintaining that level of competition throughout the entire set.
Yeah.
And it really goes by fast. It really does. So, you know, just try not to get too caught up in the moment is what I would tell this Red Devils team. That one is kept up in the air. This was going to be hit over by Zablonski. O'Donohue finds a way to keep it up. Company in the middle! Big hit, and another point for the Red Devils. So they lead it 11-5, and that was set up perfectly. Company had that play in her mind. She set it up, and she finished that play. O'Donohue once again with a great serve. And that floater is unable to get over. So it's another point for the Red Devils. And they start to pull away slowly but surely. As Cassie Gray comes in for Harms. O'Donohue returns to the line. Great serve, kept in the air. This one's hit outside. And that one finds a hole. So that'll be a point for McGrath and the Gorlocks. And the deficit is now cut in half. Eureka leads at 12-6. Another substitution as Asplin comes in for McGrath. And Asplin will take over at the line of service. Let's see what she can do for this Webster team. Good serve there. Awkward hit. Company. Big hit, but kept up. Asplin. And that one finds a hole for the Gorlocks. So they add another point. And see, this is where the Red Devils really need to focus. They're so great at starting, and sometimes even at the end of a set, they can form their own version of a comeback, but they can never seem to maintain that level of competition. This one's outside the Company with the floater, kept up by Asplin, hit over, kept up by Nagel. O'Donohue calls it. And that hit is blocked. So Heckman unable to add on for the Red Devils as they take a timeout. They still lead at 12-8, but that lead is definitely getting shorter and shorter as we get later into the second set.
And you're almost seeing this Gorloks team, you're seeing them kind of fall behind and then coming back like very strong. Like that happened in the first set. That's starting to happen here. And I think that the Red Devils, they just need to keep their composure. And they need to know, like, this is a very good team that we're playing against. But, like, we're good too. So.
Exactly. And yeah, like you said, we are good. You know, we do have a lot of potential. And I think Webster is the perfect team to show that off against. Yeah. I mean, like we've been saying all game, Webster, you know, they're a good team, and they've come into this one being the favorites. As we've mentioned a couple times before, they were ranked 3rd in the SLIAC preseason poll. And obviously for the Red Devils, that is going to upset them. They don't like to see that, you know, that SLIAC ranked them so low. And, you know, with this being the first actual conference game of the year, now is when the games can be taken a little bit more seriously. Anyways, both teams back out on the floor. It'll be Chloe Asplin to serve for the Gorloks, as that one's a good serve. Heckman in the air. Nagel back outside to Company. Her hit is blocked, and she floats it over. Kept up. Asplin to the outside. Zablonsky unable to get that one to fall. Nagel back sets to Crafton, and that one finds a hole. So just like that, coming out of the timeout, for both teams, the Red Devils able to get the first point. And it'll be Claire Schaffner to take over to serve for the Red Devils. As we mentioned before, didn't have the best of games last time out, but definitely looking to improve here. And that serve gets over. Asplin to the middle, and that one is blocked. Carlos unable to find a spot for the ball to fall. And listen to this crowd. Schaffner hoping to continue adding on for the Red Devils and maybe increase the amount of energy into this amazing Reagan Athletic Complex. As Schaffner dives, but that one off the hands. And the Gorloks, not sure what they're doing, but they're definitely starting to get a little bit louder, and it'll be Zablonsky at the line of service, trailing 14-9. Good serve there. O'Donohue keeps it up. In the air, outside. Nagel unable to get that one to drop. Asplin to the outside. Big hit there by Harms. Asplin floats it over, kept up. Schaffner dives to keep it up. Company hits it over. Lewis to Asplin. And that was Carlos who found a gap.
That was a really odd-looking hit.
It was. Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those plays where you're trying to catch the other team off guard. And I think the Red Devils were onto it. I just think that they weren't in the right placement.
Yeah.
Zablonsky once again. Good serve. Back to O'Donohue. Heckman keeps it in play. And Company jumps over Schaffner. And because of that, the Gorloks get a point. So maybe Company doing a little bit too much there. It is now 14-11. Red Devils lead it. It'll be Zablonsky once again. Line drive of a serve kept up by Shell. Schaffner in the middle to Company, who gets blocked. Blocked again by Heckman. Asplin in the middle. The floater kept up by Schaffner. Shell to Nagel, who hits it over. Kept up by Lewis. Set outside. Blocked. Schaffner outside. Heckman out of bounds is the call. Another point for the Gorloks.
Some great blocks there from the Red Devils.
Yeah, I mean, both teams.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, especially the Red Devils. There were two consecutive plays where they blocked a couple different Gorloks players. And that one by Zablonsky is too strong. So not only do the Red Devils get a free point, they also get the ball back. And it'll be Lexi Lero-Mattis to serve. Another good serve by Leo Mattis. Asprin back sets. That one is off the hands of Schaffner, but not much she can do there. She gave it her all. She dove on the play, but the hit was a little bit too strong. So it is now 15-13. Gorloks get the ball back as they trail by 2 here in the second set. And this one's going to be Lewis to serve, who hits it to O'Donoghue, who hits it out of bounds. And you can see O'Donoghue getting some instruction from her coach. In her 3rd season managing this Red Devils volleyball team, Schaffner backsets to Company, who floats it over, kept up by Lewis. To the outside, Harms is blocked. Another block from this amazing Red Devils defense. It is now 16-14, and I have a good feeling about this, seeing Company at the service line. But obviously, I don't want to jinx anything. Company takes a breath. Good serve. Too strong. It looked good.
It did.
And it is now a 1-point game in favor of the Red Devils. And this one is going to be Morio back out to serve for the Gorloks, hoping to at least tie it, if not take the lead. Late here in the second set, kept up by Shell. Schaffner in the middle. Shell ran to keep that one in play. And that one, a big hit there by Grace White, who was able to find a hole and tie it up. So it is all tied up at 16 apiece. That one's kept in the air by Shell. Schaffner backsets to Nagel. And her hit drops. And once again, the Red Devils have the lead here in set number 2, 17-16. And we talked about maintaining that level of competition. The Red Devils were unable to do that. But they do have the lead once again, so maybe at least the late win can be the storyline for the night. And the whistle's blown, and a point for the Red Devils. So they now lead at 18-16. The lead is increasing slowly once again, but as it is getting later into the second set, the Red Devils seem to be pulling away. Beck once again. And that one I think was in, and it was. So some misjudgment by the Gorloks, and they decide to take a timeout after trailing by 3 here in set number 2. So these Red Devils fans are really starting to become more involved.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if there's more fans here tonight than there were last game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
I think that student section was pretty filled up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it still sounds just as loud.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's the good thing about our Red Devils here.
I think if you throw the baseball team in at any sporting event, they're going to get loud. That's
absolutely true. No, and that's the greatest thing about Eureka College is that every athlete from whatever team you're on, they will come out and support you.
Oh, 100%. Like, you're going to see baseball guys at all the games all year long. You're going to see volleyball girls at the games the rest of the season. Like, you're going to see all kinds of people.
Exactly.
I think you're getting waved at.
I am getting waved at by my teammates.
Look at them supporting you.
I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm sure it's very motivational. Anyways, both teams are back out on the floor. Red Devils lead it 19-16, hoping to take set number 2. That one kept it in the air. Smart move there, but it did not drop. And Gauna with a big hit, kept up in the air. This one's set to the outside, kept up by Company. To the outside, Shell with a big hit. Blocked. Lyra Mattis keeps it up. Back set there. Crafton over. Kept up. This one's hit in the middle, and White unable to find a hole. Lyra Mattis to Shell with a floater. Diving there, keeping it up outside. That's Harms. Unable to get that one to drop. Shell to Beck, who hits it over. Maybe out, but kept in play. The floater blocked there. Hit to the outside. Harms with a big hit. Company dives. And it is hit out of bounds. And you can't be mad about that one. Great effort by both teams. Red Devils still lead at 19-17, but the Gorlocks will get the ball back. And it'll be Cassie Gray to serve. And fortunately for the Red Devils, that one is hit directly into the net.
I think the Gorlocks here, they're just making a lot of those errors like we talked about, and I think it's working out in our favor.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, if the errors aren't against us, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kept up by White, over by Zablonski. Company in the air. Beck diving, and that one is going to be hit. Let's see if they can keep it in play, and they cannot. And look at the fans go wild down there. But another point for the Red Devils. They lead at 21-17 here in set number 2. Only 4 points away from tying it all up. Shell to serve, keeps it up and over. White with a big hit. And that one is a point for the Red Devils. 3 points away. This would be their first set win against Webster University since 2018.
And it'll be the first set win of the season.
That is
if
correct.
They can pull this one off.
Zablonski outside with a big hit. Company unable to dig that one out. Another point for the Gorlocks. And I know we don't have this statistic with us, but what do you honestly think are the chances of the Gorlocks coming back? Because I cannot imagine it is high.
I wouldn't either.
And that one off the hands of, that one hit by Crafton and finds a hole. Another point for the Red Devils. 23-18, 2 points away from taking set number 2. It'll be Chloe O'Donohue at the service line. Good serve there, and that is off the hands of Cassie Gray, out of bounds. So another point for the Red Devils, and they are 1 point away from not only winning their first set of the year, but also winning their first set against Webster since 2018.
And you can see the student section, how excited they're getting.
And their first set win against a really good team, and that one is off the hands of Harms. And the Red Devils take set number 2. The fans are going crazy down there.
It hurt my ears a little when it hit the mic. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man, I'm surprised how loud we can hear the fans through the mics.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, the Red Devils tie it up at 1 apiece. We're going to go to break. Stay tuned. You're watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball on ECTV.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Just took set number 2 and tied it up. Obviously the Gorlocks winning the first set, but what a very electric set number 2. The fans,
100%.
The fans were going absolutely crazy at the end of that one.
And you see them now, they're all standing up because
they're invested. They are invested, and and they're doing a failed attempt at the wave. But I mean, it's entertaining, so I'm not going to complain.
And it's bringing that energy that we were talking about. So
that's right.
I'll take it.
Fans are doing their part. Anyways, both teams back out on the court, and this one's going to be Biedenstein at the line of service, kept up by O'Donohue. Schaffner in the middle of company. Another point. She is going crazy today.
I would not want to be in front of one of her
Although,
hits.
if we're being honest, isn't she going crazy? We are always mentioning her name. Lyra Mattis to serve, kept up there by McGrath. Floater by Tarlos. Schaffner outside to Shell, who hits that one directly into the net. And once again, we see an instance of the Red Devils giving up handing over 3 points, and the Gorlocks tie it up at 1 apiece. So it'll be Zablonski to serve for the Gorlocks. Great serve there, kept up by O'Donohue. Schaffner in the middle, outside to Company. And that one is tipped off of the hands of Lewis and out of bounds, so the Red Devils grab the lead once again. Alyssa Company, who we keep mentioning, is back at the line to serve, hoping to add on. There's that line drive that we always see. Tipped by Biedenstein, but that one goes out of bounds. So the Red Devils take a 3-1 lead. I know it's still really early, but I can't even imagine how crazy the fans would go if we actually won this game.
Oh, it'd be insane. Especially because I'm sure a lot of the people who are here now were here for the last 2 games that we've had.
Yeah.
So it'd be electric in here.
Shell hits it over. This one's called off by Lewis, who hits it in the middle. McGrath over. Schaffner dives to keep it up. Shell outside, off the hands. And that one is going to be another Red Devils point. And they now lead it 4-1 here in set number 3. Company once again hit in the air by Lewis, outside. Jones able to find a hole. So it is now 4-2 in favor of the Red Devils as Lewis takes over to serve. And, like I said earlier, it's those giving up those points, they are okay as long as you don't get too comfortable with it. Schaffner outside to Shell, who floats it, and that one hits the ground for a Red Devils point, 5-2. They lead it here in set number 3. And I'm just going to ignore that, but anyways. Another point for the Gorlocks, and for those of you that are confused, some of my baseball teammates down there were chanting my name. So that was pretty interesting, but back to the game. Red Devils lead at 5-3. Gorlocks coming off of a point, and because of it, it'll be Morio to serve, who hits it over, kept in the air by Shell. That one kept up by Beck, over the net, kept up. Over the net, Company finds a way to keep it in play. Shell outside with the floater, kept up there by McGrath. This one's going to be hit over by Stanford. Lyra Mattis outside to Shell, who hits it over and off the hands, and that one falls. Several Gorlocks players had a hand on that one. And it'll be Shell once again to serve for the Red Devils. Shell hoping to add on to their lead here early in set number 3. That one's kept up by McGrath. Hit to the outside over Company, able to keep it up. That one's Beck. Company with a big hit, blocked there. Gauna over, and that one's into the net, kept up though. Hit over, good play by the Gorlocks. Company to Beck to Gauna, off the hands. Hit over, Shell calls it off. Beck once again, Heckman outside, and that one falls in between two players on the Gorlocks. I believe that was Peterson and Zablonsky. But because of it, the Red Devils gain another point. And the Gorlocks may be starting to lose concentration here. Shell, the serve, hits it over. Kept in the air, back set. And that one is too powerful. Another Red Devils point. But it'll be Brooklyn Shell to serve still, as the Red Devils lead at 8-3 here in the third set. Kept up and hit over. That one's in the air by Heckman. Gauna in the middle. That one off the hands of Peterson. Outside McGrath, off the hands there. Shell outside to Crafton. Shell keeps it up. Crafton to Gauna. This one's going to be Beck, who hits it over. In the middle there, and Shell maybe having some trouble with her hand-eye coordination there, unable to get that one over.
See, but this is the moment. It's okay to be making those mistakes, and if it's every once in a while, it's okay.
Exactly, as long as it isn't a common occurrence.
Yeah. And
that one is too strong. Great read there by I believe that was Company and Shell.
Yeah.
And letting a ball go out of bounds when it's in between two players, it's not the easiest thing. Not only do you as an individual have to let it go, but you have to make sure that your teammate is also on the same page. Diving there, but that is Beck, who is unable to hit that one over the net in time. They went behind her, but it didn't matter because that was the third hit. So it'll be a point for the Gorlocks, and the Red Devils still lead at 9-5. That one's hit over. Nagel outside the Company with a big hit, which is blocked. Shell able to keep it up. Nagel hits it over. This one's hit in the middle, outside to Zablonsky, kept up by O'Donohue. Nagel outside to Heckman, kept up there. Back set there. That one, I believe, was Stanford, and O'Donohue dives, but unable to keep it up. So it'll be another point for the Gorlocks. Luckily, the Red Devils continue to lead it 9-6. But it will be their ball. Grace White taking over at the line. Kept up in the air by Heckman. Outside, Crafton. And that one was touched by Stanford. Maybe she should have let that go. She did have a teammate behind her. who was ready to get that ball and keep it up. But because Stanford got a hand on it, it ends up going out of bounds and ends up adding another point to the scoreboard for the Red Devils. 10-6 here in set number 3. Schaffner at the line. Claire Schaffner at the line. Kept up by Lewis. This one's Zablonsky who hits it over. Kept up there by Heckman. Schaffner in the middle of the company. And that one gets down. The Red Devils fans doing a roll call to several people, including myself. And that big hit by Stanford is blocked. So another point for the Red Devils as they lead it 12-6 here in the third set. And Claire Schaffner returns to the line, hoping to add on for the Red Devils. Line drive of a serve there. This one's going to be kept up in the air, in the middle, and that one is apparently a point for the Gorlocks. I believe that was Nagel who touched the net. So the Gorlocks do add a point, but they still are down by 5. They will be given the ball, and it will be Biedenstein to serve. Biedenstein hits it over to O'Donohue. Schaffner at the net. Floater by Company. Kept up there. Biedenstein to the middle. And that one hit by Shell goes out of bounds. And you know, it's so hard to tell before you even make contact with the ball. It's so hard to tell if you think it's going to be out of play, out of bounds or not. But you do what you have to do. And it's just something you learn with. O'Donohue able to keep it up to Schaffner to Nagel. Kept up there. Biedenstein outside to Zablonsky. And that one is hit out of bounds, the refs say. And it is a point for the Red Devils. 13-8. They lead it here in the third set. Lexi Lero Mattis serving. Kept up there by Lewis. Hit to the middle. O'Donohue finds a way to keep it up. Schaffner outside to Shull. And for the second time tonight, we see an instance where a player wants to go for a strong hit, but the ball tends to roll off of their fingers. And because of it, the Gorlocks add another point to the scoreboard as they trail. The score is 13-9 in favor of the Red Devils. We still are in the third set. That one's Zablonsky to serve, kept up by Lero Mattis. Schaffner back sets to Company. Kept up by Lewis there, and that ball was hit so hard from Company and deflected off of Lewis that it ends up going out of bounds. Another point for the Red Devils. Company back to serve. Good strong serve there, kept up in the air by McGrath. Back set, Jones, kept up.
Oh my gosh.
Finds a way, Company finds a way to keep it in play. That one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Sorry guys, I got a little excited.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing about being a broadcaster, right? You have to determine if you want to be a fan for the day or a broadcaster. You have to find that even balance.
That was insane. That was an insane 2 plays there by the Red Devils.
Yeah, I mean, close call, but it is a point for the Gorlocks as Lewis serves it over, kept up by Lero Mattis. Schaffner to the middle, Gauna over, kept up there. Back set, Jones over, blocked by Gauna, and it falls. So it'll be another point for the Red Devils. And maybe a little bit too excited as Gauna nearly fell down when they came together after celebrating the point. But they'll look back at that one day and laugh about it. For now, it'll be Chelsea Beck back to serve for the Red Devils. Kept up in the air by McGrath. That one's set. And McGrath failing to time that one up properly. It was McGrath to Biedenstein, back to McGrath. And it looked like she wanted to get the floater over the net, but like I said, she didn't time it right, and it just fell right in front of her. So it is another point for the Red Devils. They lead it 16-10 here in set number 3. And the Gorlocks do take a timeout. But, I mean, wow, this place has been electric so far.
Oh, 100%. And we're seeing that, what we were talking about in the pregame, we're seeing all of that. So I think there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is. And, I mean, I'm just surprised. You know, that sounds bad, but it really, I am surprised.
Well, when you come into a game and you're 0-37 overall for the past, since 2000.
Yeah.
It's a little hard not to think that way.
That's true.
So, I mean.
So what do you think? Is this one that you think goes into 5 sets? Or if the Red Devils take this set here, do you think they can clean it up in 4?
I think if we clean it up in 4, we win. I think if we clean it up in 5, they win.
That's fair. No, I mean, that's pretty fair. I've seen a lot of teams, a lot of professional teams come back very late in a series and end up winning.
Because I think that if we lose our groove, like say in the 4th set, then we're going to lose it for that 5th set too.
Fans back at the Wave. But both teams ready to play again, and that serve by Beck off the net kept in play. McGrath outside finds a hole. Beck missed that one. So it will be another point for the Gorlocks as they lead it 16-11 here in the 3rd set. Taking over at the line of service is Delaney Morio. We've seen her serve several times tonight as that one's kept up by company. Beck in the middle to Gauna, who floats it over. And that one is off the hands of Morio. And it'll be another point for the Red Devils, 17-11. So it'll be Brooklyn Shell for the Red Devils to serve, hoping to add on to their lead and possibly grab a hold of set number 3. And that one is J.C. Lewis on the Gorlocks, who dives but is unable to get that one up. Another point for the Red Devils, and they lead it 18-11 here in the 3rd set. Shell returns back to the line for another serve. That one's a little strong. McGrath off the hands, and that one goes out of bounds. Another point for Eureka. Once again, the fans becoming more involved. And it'll be Shell who keeps it up. And that one's hit out of bounds by Harms and another player. I believe that, I'm not sure who that was. That was Harms and Zablonski. So some miscommunication between the two. Another point for the Red Devils. Hoping to add on. Shell once again with a line drive of a serve. Kept up by Zablonski. Outside, Zablonski, too strong. Too strong, and the Red Devils get another free point and another timeout taken by these Gorlocks.
Oh, there's something happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on down there.
That is called the roller coaster fan section.
It's very entertaining.
These student sections.
No, it's not these student sections. It's Eureka.
It's
Eureka's student section.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Eureka is like no other school.
It really isn't. It really is not.
And I mean that in a great way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But for now, the Red Devils back out on the floor. Gorlocks still in their team huddle as they trail 21-11 here in set number 3. Red Devils, I know, right? Especially against Webster. I mean, even in other sports, Webster is just a really great team. Baseball, well, I know for sure.
Yeah. They're just a powerhouse in the SLIAC. Yeah. So seeing that we're winning.
It's shocking. but
in the best way possible.
exactly. Gorlock's back out on the floor. Shell continuing her serves. And unfortunately, that one's too strong. The Gorlocks a little bit hype after that one. Maybe trying to compete with the Red Devils fan base here, but they'll never win. They just
I was
won't.
about to say, if there's one thing you don't want to do, it's mess with the Red Devils fan section as soon when you're about to head over to that side.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's where you're about to be.
yeah. I mean, they'll just have to learn the hard way, I guess. And that one out of the reach of, I believe that was Heckman. So it'll be another point for the Gorlocks. Harms continuing to serve, kept up by Company. In the middle to Gauna. And that one gets down. Big hit by Gauna to add another
She is on
point.
fire.
She is. And yeah, no, like we said, I believe in the first set, 394 hitting percentage, which leads the team. She's a great blocker. She has it all. She's a power tool. Zablonsky on the outside is blocked. Another point for this Red Devils offense, who is just heating up here in this third set. They lead it 22-13. They are only 2 points away from taking this third set. And that would give them a 2-1 lead over the Gorlocks. O'Donohue keeps it, serves it over. Outside, kept in the air by Crafton. To the outside, Heckman. Her hit is down. 24-13, Red Devils lead it. Fans on their feet.
Once again. You love to see it.
O'Donohue once more trying to win this third set. Kept up off the back. Harms able to keep it in play. Company with the floater. Unable to get down. This one's hit outside Zablonsky with a big hit. Kept up by O'Donohue. Back in the air. Shell's going to hit it over. Kept up there. Back set. That one unable to fall by Stanford. Kept up there. Company keeps it over. In the air. This one's hit outside. Stanford once again. And this time, she's able to find a hole. And the Gorlocks do add another point, but they still are trailing by 10. 24-14. And this one's going to be sophomore Grace White.
We saw her hit earlier, and she does have an arm on her.
She does.
When it comes to hitting.
Yeah.
So
O'Donohue keeps it up. Nagel outside. Crafton over, unable to get that one to drop. Big hit there, blocked, kept up in the air. Nagel outside to Crafton, who floats it over. This one's back and over the net. Good play there. Company with a big hit, kept up in the air. White really doing everything she can to keep the Gorlocks alive here in this third set. Zablonsky outside having to keep it in play. And that is a point for the Red Devils. And they take set number 3 by a score of 25-14. And they now lead it overall 2-1. Fans with their chance. Anyways, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. You're watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball on ECTV.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them.
The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
The Webster Gorlocks and the Eureka Red Devils find their way back onto the floor. So the Red Devils just got wins in set number 2 and set number 3 as they lead it. And this is actually the latest, or excuse me, not the latest, the longest volleyball game that we've seen all season from the Red Devils. Looking back on our previous 2 games to start off the season, we lost both games in 3 straight sets, and here we are. We find ourselves in set number 4, and not only set number 4, but we are leading 2 sets to 1. So, anyways, the teams have switched sides on the court again, which isn't going to be good for the Gorlocks. They have to deal with listening to our fans. But Schaffner serves it over. This one hit by Zablonsky, and that one is inbound, so it will be a point for the Gorlocks. And they have the first one of set number 4. Eureka fans are definitely heckling Zablonsky, who's serving for the Gorlocks right now. And she hits it, kept in the air by O'Donohue. Schaffner outside to Nagel, who hits it over, kept up there. This one's set to the outside, and that one is a big hit by McGrath, and it is past a diving Brooklyn shell. Gorlocks not done yet. They do obviously would like to tie the series up at 2 sets apiece, and they find themselves a 2-0 lead here in the 4th set. Zablonsky once again kept up by O'Donohue. Schaffner outside. Heckman, that one's kept up by Jones. In the middle, White out of bounds. I guess that was off of one of the Red Devils players. So it is another point for the Gorlocks. And White, who got that point, leads the team tonight in 8 kills. So she has been on fire up to this point. Zablonsky returns at the line, hoping to add on to their lead. Company keeps it up. Schaffner in the middle. And almost a miscommunication. Shell able to keep it up, but nobody's there for the Red Devils. And it is another point for the Webster Gorlocks. And I feel like this is the Webster team that we were expecting to see.
Oh, yeah.
4 straight points here in the 4th set. Zablonsky once again hits it over. I thought that was too strong. Company keeps it in though. Schaffner to Nagel, who hits it over, kept up by Lewis. Biedenstein, and that one is hit by Jones, but it is too strong. So finally, the Red Devils grab their first point of the set in this, of this 4th set. They trail by 3, but it'll be Lexi Lero-Mattis to serve. Good serve there, kept up by Lewis. Biedenstein over back to White. Schaffner in the middle, outside to Shell. Diving as Lewis keeps it in play. Bienstein outside to McGrath. Schaffner to Lyra Mattis to Shell outside, kept up by Lewis. Bienstein outside to McGrath. Big hit, kept up by O'Donohue, but that one does make its way out of bounds. And it'll be another point for the Gorlocks. And as you may or may not be able to hear, the Eureka fans have died down a little bit. And of course, as I say that, they start to heckle again. Grace White serves, but she's too strong. So maybe this Red Devils team is upsetting or getting into the heads of some of these Gorlocks players. Looks like Grace White down there is complaining a little bit. Maybe less complaining, more scoring. Anyways, Company to serve. Kept up there on the outside. Jones with a big hit, but that one's out of bounds. And the Gorlocks tried to make a statement that it was inbounds, but it was out by a lot. So maybe they're not invested in the same game we are. But anyways, it is a point for the Red Devils. And Alyssa Company returns to the line, hoping to cut the lead. Bienstein to the middle, kept up there by Schaffner. Back outside to Shell, who floats it over, kept up there by Zablonski. Bienstein outside, McGrath. Her hit is blocked, kept up. Lewis outside, once again McGrath with a big hit. Company finds a way to keep it up. Schaffner outside to Shell, who floats it over. Lewis once again, Bienstein. McGrath calls it off, hits it over. Company once again, Schaffner once again. Gauna unable to keep that one in bounds, and it will be a Gorlocks point. So they do now lead it 6-3 here in the fourth set. And they will get the ball. This one's going to be Delaney Morio at the line of service. And the ref blew a whistle. It got really quiet. Both teams on the floor coming together in their respective huddles. Maybe trying to recollect their thoughts and just get back into it. But for the Gorlocks, maybe just trying to keep up that momentum and tie the game at 2 sets apiece.
There seems to be something being talked about over at the scoring table over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, but you know, whenever you're on the road for an opposing team, whenever you're on the road at the Reagan Athletic Complex, you know it's going to be an interesting game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I have no shame in saying we have the best fans in all of Division III sports.
I'd say that.
That one's kept up by Shell. Schaffner to Gauna, who floats it over, kept up by Lewis. This one's to the middle. Company hits it, but it goes out of bounds. And that was Theroff, who I believe we're seeing for the first time tonight. Theroff, a sophomore, out of Jefferson City. But the Gorlocks do add another point to the scoreboard, and the Red Devils trail it by 5. So it'll be Morio to continue to serve at the line. And there is a slight delay in the game. And we've seen a lot of random delays in all 3 games recently. I'm never sure what they're actually about. But both teams are going to get back in a huddle.
Especially, yeah.
I wasn't even sure you can do that. Like, honestly, I thought this might count as a timeout. You know, coming in to volleyball. But obviously, you know, you learn.
Yes.
So, you know, it's...
You're picking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is very odd. Especially because both teams went out of their huddles, and then they came back into their huddles.
After like 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah. Oh, and here we go with the student section once again.
This is just so entertaining.
I like the 3 guys who are just standing on the end not doing it.
Yeah. They should come up here with us and just watch. You know what would be even cooler is if we had more fans and just like everybody did it.
Yeah.
But
like if we packed that.
Yeah.
I'm sure for senior night it'll be
pretty
a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we have that to look forward to. We're still in huddles here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Not exactly sure what they could be talking about. I wonder if this athletic complex has ever been filled completely, just by Red Devils fans.
I mean,
it is.
There's gotta be, other than like graduation, obviously.
Yeah.
Like for a sporting event,
Yeah, exactly.
there's gotta be at least one.
I mean, for such a small school, it is still a pretty big gym.
And
there are a lot of seats around the entire gym, but things to think about.
Yeah. They need to start bringing their friends. They need to make students bring someone and be like, you have to bring a friend if you want to come.
Exactly.
Fill this thing up.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought the whistle blew and we were about to get ready to play again.
It's okay. We will entertain you watching.
There's so much happening.
Yeah, I never understand. I mean, like we said, this isn't even the first time that random slight delays like this have occurred, but
it's a very odd situation because now we have both coaches over at the scoring table as well.
Well,
this almost makes me wonder if this is a rotation issue, but we're in college volleyball, so I don't really...
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say it very much could be, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, the Gorlocks are already back out on the floor. The Red Devils are still in their huddle. Not sure what they're saying.
I believe they just did the "just give me my money" trend, but as a large group of people.
That's funny.
And the guy who's sitting down right now got played.
That is funny.
Very funny. And we're still in huddles.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the Gorlocks were ready to play. The Red Devils, I mean, it's not even a player issue. This is more of a coaching issue, like you said. Both
ref issue.
Yeah, I mean, both coaches are at the score table.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about the game so far. What have you seen from this Red Devils team that we haven't seen before?
Just more energy overall. I mean, they really came ready to play today. They attacked early. I mean, the first set they attacked early. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep a hold on their lead in that first set. The second set, they did fall behind, but they were able to come back and maintain that level of competition, which they held throughout the rest of the set. And in the third set, obviously with the fans cheering up a little bit and getting more involved, it was a little bit easier for this Red Devils team to pull away. And as you saw, they defeated the Gorlocks by a large margin in that third set.
Yeah.
I believe it was 25-14, and I mean, and same thing so far in this fourth set. This fourth set kind of imitates the first two games in a way, where we fall behind and we kind of let that score get to us a little bit. But I mean, overall, especially playing a team that was supposed to come in here and beat us in 3 straight sets.
Yeah.
We've been playing great overall.
And we're back.
So Gauna hits it over, and after that very long break, the Red Devils are the first team to add a point to the scoreboard as they trail Webster, leading 8-4. And this one's going to be Chelsea Beck to serve for the Red Devils once again. The Gorlock bench getting more involved. This one outside to Morio. And that one was hit off of the net by Stanford, and company kind of just sat there and waited for the ball to come to her instead of charging it. So it will be another point for the Gorloks as McGrath serves that one directly into the net, and it'll be a Red Devils point, making it 5-9 in favor of the Webster Gorloks. So now at the service line for the Red Devils is Brooklyn Shell, who hits it over, kept in play by McGrath. This one's tipped up over by Zablonski, and some miscommunication there from the Red Devils. That was, I believe, Shell and possibly Beck. I know Shell for sure, but that ball just dropped right in between two players. So another point for the Gorloks as J.C. Lewis takes over at the line of service. That one's kept up by Shell, in the air by Company. Heckman outside, kept up by Zablonski. In the middle, Morio outside. Stanford unable to get that one to fall. Heckman has her hit blocked. Company in the air. Beck calls it off and hits it over. Lewis to the middle. This one's Zablonski, who hits that one directly into the net. Another 3-point, but the Red Devils will take it as they trail 10-6 here in the fourth set. Freshman Chloe O'Donohue to serve for the Red Devils. Good serve there, kept up in the air by Zablonski. Morio, that one unable to fall by Stanford. And it is another Red Devils point. So the Red Devils bench and players on the floor starting to get a little bit more energetic. The chants from the Red Devils fans breaking out here. Once again, let's go Devils. O'Donohue back at it. Kept up there by Harms in the middle, outside. And let's see, the refs call that one in play. So a good hit there by Stanford. Just able to find a spot in between the lines, or before crossing the line, if you will. And the Gorloks lead it 11-7 here in the fourth set. Going to the line of service for the Gorloks is Biedenstein. Biedenstein is senior at Webster. That one is kept up in the air outside. Crafton with a big hit, kept up by Lewis. Biedenstein to the middle. White. O'Donohue dives, and so does Shell, but that one goes behind the both of them and is unable to be kept in play. So another Gorloks point, and they lead it 12-7 here in set number 4. Biedenstein once again hoping to add on for the Gorloks, kept up by Shell. This one's set outside the Company, and her hit is blocked. And you can tell the Gorloks were excited about that one. They know she's good. They don't need to be told. And that one is Franny Heckman finding a hole and adding a point for this Red Devils team.
We have been saying her name a lot more tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just every player out there tonight. I mean, they've all been involved.
They all, yeah. They've all been doing phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to happen too when you start to win games. Everybody's going to get a hand on the ball in games like these. It'll be Schaffner who hits it over. White fails to get that one over the net and actually hits it into the net. And I don't know if you just saw, but Alyssa Company hyping up her teammates. Can you believe she's only a freshman?
No. If you would tell me that and I didn't know, no shot I would believe that, because she is so talented.
Yeah.
Not only on the court, but like as you can clearly tell that she's a leader on that team and that she has a voice there. So
exactly.
Having that as a freshman is very impressive.
Yeah, very beneficial. And on that last play, that was Alyssa Jones who was unable to time up that floater. I think that's the second time that we saw that tonight, where she's just not able to get that timing down. And Grace White hits it over the head of Claire Schaffner, but it does still fall in between the lines. So it will be another Gorloks point. And they lead at 13-10 here in the fourth set. This one's McGrath at the line to serve. Company keeps it up. Schaffner back to Company, and that one falls. Wow. It is now a 2-point game in favor of the Gorloks. And Lewis is subbed out for Peterson, who I believe we're seeing for the first time tonight. Lexi Lero-Mattis at the line, keeps that ball over the net, outside. This one's blocked. McGrath unable to get that down. Biedenstein to White, who floats it over. And Lero-Mattis tipped that one, and it deflected in the completely incorrect direction. So O'Donohue was unable to reach it. So another point for the Gorlocks, but Grace White now serving. Kept up by Lero-Mattis. Schaffner outside the company with the floater, unable to get that down. Lero-Mattis in the air. Schaffner over, off the net, barely got over. This one's kept up by Harms. Outside, McGrath finds a hole. And the Gorlocks now lead at 15-11. And the Red Devils will call a timeout here.
What a game.
Yeah, I mean, every single set that we have seen here tonight has been very competitive, very energetic, all around. This is good volleyball.
This is great volleyball.
And I feel like we're going to be able to say this is probably one of the better games that we've seen the Red Devils play all year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're getting to see not just, I feel like a lot of the times that we just say like, oh, well, Alyssa's do it, company with this and Gauna with that. But I feel like we've been saying everyone's name. There hasn't been one or two players that are doing like significantly better than anyone. I think they're all doing very well.
Yeah.
And they're playing well together and they're communicating, which is awesome.
And it kind of goes back to you know, there's no I in team. That's how the saying goes. And, you know, everybody holds each other accountable. But, I mean, yeah, like you said, great game overall. I mean,
100%. 100%.
This is exciting. So exciting that I can wait to get back to my dorm, and
I know.
I can hold off to not eat my spaghetti for a while.
That's fair.
That is coming from an Italian, so that's how you know this is a great volleyball game. Anyways, back in play. White serves it over. Schaffner keeps it up. Back set. Company unable to get that one to fall. Biedenstein. And that'll be a point for the Red Devils.
Two-hand hit.
Yep.
We've been seeing a lot of those tonight. Those two-hand hit calls.
Specifically from the Gorlocks.
Yes.
The Red Devils have been playing very well. Their fundamentals have really been shown well tonight. This one outside to McGrath, who is unable to get that one down. Schaffner back sets to Nagel with a big hit and off of the hands of Biedenstein, and it goes behind her. So another point for the Red Devils. It'll be Alyssa Company at the line to serve. Gorlocks lead at 15-13 here in the fourth set. Let's see what Company has in store for us this time. Big serve there, kept in the air. Beinstein back sets, and that one is off the hand. Yeah, I mean, it hit off the hands of Lero-Mattis and ended up touching the floor, so.
That was an amazing play by the Gorlocks.
Yeah. I mean, just the ability to you know, read the ball that quickly and just turn your body and get it down. Schaffner outside shell. Kept up there. This one's going to be hit outside to McGrath. Kept up by Lero-Mattis. Schaffner hits it over. That one's kept up by Harms. Beidenstein sets it up perfectly for Thiroff. And it ends up hitting off of one of the Red Devils players and going out of bounds for a Gorlocks point. Anyhow, the Red Devils are still into this one. Morio will take over at the line of service for the Gorlocks. Shell keeps that one up. Schaffner to the middle. Gauna with a big hit. Finds a hole. Another point for this Red Devils offense. And it is now 17-14. Gorlocks continue to lead it, but the Red Devils not done yet. Still hoping to come back here late and possibly win this game. They do currently lead it 2-1. Beinstein outside to McGrath. He finds a hole. An open spot, a large open spot between two Red Devils players there. Crafton clapping her hands, maybe telling the team, you know, wake up. But like we said, it's been a great game so far. At the line is McGrath to serve. Hits it over. Shell in the air. Back to Lyra Mattis, who somehow gets it over, but it falls out of bounds. And maybe the Red Devils need to take a break here and kind of just recollect and get back on the right track. But for now, McGrath will continue to serve. Strong line drive, too strong. The fans may be getting in her head. They're shouting in her ear behind her. But that's what fans are for. So they're doing their part. Another point for the Red Devils on that play as Shell takes over to serve. This one's kept in the air. Beinstein to the middle. Thiroff hits that one out of bounds, it looks like. And it'll be another point for the Red Devils. The Gorlocks lead at 19-16 here in the fourth set. Fans becoming a little bit more involved. And that's what we were talking about even when we're down. But Shell hits that one into the net. So a free point and a turnover. Gorlocks will get the ball back. This one is going to be Lauren Peterson, who I think is serving for the first time tonight. Kept up by Company outside. Heckman unable to get that one to fall. Beinstein outside. And that was Lauren Harms who found a gap and adds another point to the scoreboard for this Gorlocks team as they lead at 21-16 here in the fourth set. And that'll be a timeout taken by the Red Devils. As you can imagine, they hope to just recollect their thoughts and get back on the right track, as I said before.
And the good thing is even if they do lose this one, there's always, we have to go into a fifth one, one way or another.
I mean,
so
yeah, I mean, obviously you like to see the Red Devils take this fourth set here, but there are 5 sets for a reason. So the Red Devils back out on the floor. Gorlocks still in their team huddle.
I think that if I were them, I would just take this loss and take it as a second to like recollect and rethink, because there's a fifth set for a reason.
Yeah.
It'd be different if it were, I don't even know, if it were the first two.
Yeah.
And this was the third one, like that's one thing, but they win, we have to go into a fifth one, and obviously, yeah, everyone would like us to win in 4, but
yeah, and I do think that we still can win this set. It's very achievable, especially with the use of our fans kind of getting in the Gorlocks' heads. But for now, we continue play, and that'll be another point for the Gorlocks.
Really?
And the boos start to come out. So the Gorlocks lead at 22-16. Like before, that'll be Peterson to serve. That one's kept in the air. Gauna with a big hit, blocked. Company able to keep it up. Shell able to keep that one up. Company hits it over. Somehow the Red Devils able to keep this ball in play, and that was Crafton who I guess just didn't read that ball well, and it slipped by her hands. The Gorlocks now have 23 points in this fourth set. Red Devils only at 16. Peterson once again with a line drive kept in the air by Heckman. Company in the middle floats it off the net, and that one off of the hands of a couple of Gorlocks. That was White and I believe Harms, but it'll be a point for the Red Devils, thankfully, and it is now 23-17 as O'Donohue takes over at the line of service. Kept in the air there. To the middle, White floats it over, kept up by Shell. Company back out, Heckman hits it over. Good play there by Harms. This one's hit O'Donohue. Outside, Crafton floats it over, and a point is called for the Gorlocks. You can tell the Red Devils bench not happy about that one.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what that call was either, which is odd.
But for now, Alyssa Jones comes on the floor for Stanford. And it'll be Beanstein hoping to take set number 4 for the Gorlocks as Company gets a big hit, but that one's kept up in the air. Called off by Peterson, over, Shell up. In the middle, Company with another big hit. This time, the Gorlocks. This time, the Gorlocks cannot answer back, and it'll be a point, the 18th for the Red Devils in this 4th set. Down by 6. And it'll be Claire Schaffner hoping to redeem herself from last game. At the line of service, Schaffner with her serve. Line drive there, kept up in the air by Peterson. Hit outside. Harms unable to get that one to fall. Shell back out to Heckman with a big hit. Kept up in the air by McGrath. Beanstein to Harms, and that one is off of the hands of Nagel. And that will conclude this 4th set. Gorlocks win it by a score of 25-18, and we are all tied up 2 sets apiece. So we'll be right back for set number 5. Stay tuned. You're watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball on ECTV.
You are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
There's nearly 678,290,000 kids under 5 around the world. But what's so important about being 5? A lot, it turns out. Children who live to age 5 are twice as likely to reach adulthood. That's why vaccines matter so much. For 40 years, Rotary and partners have delivered vaccines globally. Like here, and even here. Impressive, right? But 12.5 million children are still totally unvaccinated. Rotary knows we can find them. Because when Rotary and Indian vaccinators looked for families at bus and train stations, used motorbikes, and trekked house to house, they lowered polio cases by 94%. See? It can be done. And the results are worth it. Let's ensure that all children grow up safe from preventable diseases.
Women are bad with money. That's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. It's time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Until we're no longer 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then, the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Si necesitas hacer algo para sentirte bien para manejar, mejor no manejes.
Women are bad with money. That's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. It's time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Until we're no longer 80% more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault.
Then, the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Reagan Athletic Complex. So the Gorlocks just won the 4th set, making it all tied up at 2 sets apiece.
Our stat sheet is looking impressive on both sides of the ball, if I do say so myself. We have Grace White for the Gorlocks, and she has 13 kills leading her team. And then JC Lewis is leading her team in digs with 21, which is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Almost everybody has gotten a hand on the ball, and we're seeing that. I mean, everybody has been playing a very important part here tonight, and now we get to kind of just settle in and watch the tiebreaker, if you will, in this 5th set. As we mentioned before the start of the game, the Gorlocks hoping to get past that 500 winning percentage mark. They came in at 4-4 overall, and for both teams, this is the very first conference game of the season. So that one's hit in the air by Company, out to Heckman, who floats it over, kept up there by McGrath. Feinstein to Harms, kept up. Not sure how she kept that one up, but she did, and Heckman able to find a gap off of the hands of one of the Gorlocks, excuse me. So Eureka grabbing the first point here, and actually Alyssa Company, who we keep mentioning, she actually has another double-double. She got her first last game of her collegiate career, and she has another one here tonight, so good for her. But that one is hit by Jones, and she and the Gorlocks tie it up at 1 apiece here in the 5th set. 5th and final set. And this one's going to be Lauren Harms to serve for the Gorlocks. Strong serve there, kept in the air by Shell. Schaffner out. Company with a big hit off of the hands of White. This one's kept up by Biedenstein. That one is blocked. I don't know if that was Shell or Company, but one of them, Company pointed at Shell, so I'm assuming it was her, but the Red Devils take a 2-1 lead here in the 5th set.
Company almost like floats through the air when she goes up for her hits. It's honestly very impressive.
I know, right? No, and she's one of those people who, you know, we're from up here, everybody looks really small, but I feel like if we go down there and stand next to them, they're probably a lot taller.
Yeah.
This one kept up by Company, but it does go out of bounds near the score table.
And I believe number 1. Is that number 2 right there? I believe she just got hit in the face.
Yeah, White. Yeah, she did. There was a...
I think it got blocked. Her hit got blocked, and it went down directly on her.
I mean, that's one way to block it.
Yeah.
Schaffner out to Shell, who hits it over, but it is too strong. And the Gorlocks take a 3-2 lead here in the 5th set. I have a feeling this is just going to be how it goes.
I would agree with you 100%. Just that back and forth that we see.
Yeah, it's going to be like that first set from last game between the Red Devils and the Stars. Shell floats this one over, kept up in the air by McGrath. Feinstein to Theroff, kept up by Schaffner. Nagel outside to Shell, who hits it, kept up. McGrath once again tipped by Shell. Hit outside, McGrath in the middle to Schaffner. Nagel outside to Shell with a big hit. Kept up there by Harms. Feinstein to Theroff, kept up by Company. Schaffner, down off the net. But I guess...
a lift.
Yeah, the refs do call it a lift. And it will be a point for the Gorlocks, who now lead it 4-2 in the 5th set. And the Red Devils will call a timeout. Obviously, the last thing they want to do here is fall behind, especially in the 5th set. They definitely believe in winning this game here tonight. They obviously, every player on that team is very capable of playing this game. Everyone on that team is here for a reason.
And you can almost see that determination on all of their faces in that huddle right there.
Once again, Company with something to say, leading the way. You know, she's gonna be a very key part of this Eureka volleyball team
for the next 4 years.
Yeah, and that's, I'm sure the Red Devils love that.
Having her
for 4 years. It's only her first year, guys, and she is. She's gonna be something big.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's already a vital part of this team, and she's played 3 regular season games with them so far.
The Red Devils fans once again chanting. It's good to see they're back in it. But both teams make their way back out onto the floor. Gorlocks lead it 4-2 here in the 5th set. And it'll be Grace White, the sophomore, at the line. And Lyra Mattis keeps it in. Maybe that one was too strong, but Company can't get her hit down. Harms calls it off, hits that one And that was Alyssa Jones who hits that one directly into the net. So a free point for the Red Devils, but we'll take it. And it is now 4-3. Webster leads it. This one is going to be Chelsea Beck at the line of service. Beck with a nice serve there. Just kept up. Feinstein out. And once again, back-to-back plays, Alyssa Jones hits it into the net. And the Red Devils tie it up.
This is going to be very much how this game goes for the next however many points.
Yeah, I mean, we said it earlier. And now I feel like we're watching a Eureka volleyball game.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Eureka volleyball unless every other play the opposite team scores.
And there it is.
Yeah. Company unable to dig that one out. So the Gorlocks are back on top, 5-4 here in the fifth set. Back out onto the floor is Moria for the Gorlocks, and she'll take over to serve. Moria to Shell. Shell to Beck. Gauna finds a hole. Nobody's in that back corner on the Gorlocks team, so the Red Devils find a way to tie it up here at 5. Shell will take over to serve.
You know, I don't think I can say that I've been bored at one of these games.
Oh, definitely not. No, I mean, that's part of Eureka volleyball. Actually, that's part of every Eureka sport. As Crafton unable to get that one over, so the Gorlocks will once again take the lead. But, you know, as you were saying, you just don't get bored at these games.
No.
I mean, this is Eureka Red Devil sports right here, so they're always guaranteed to be exciting as McGrath serves that one directly into the net. And as we predicted, a lot of back and forth.
I have a feeling it will stay that way for a while.
Me too. And it is tied at 6 here as O'Donohue serves. A ball went out onto the court there, but quickly taken off. Kept up in the air, and Crafton dives out of bounds, but she's unable to get it. So it is another Gorlocks point. 7-6 here in set number 5. And you know, for a team, man, I'm referring to the Webster Gorlocks, for a team that was ranked 3rd in the SLIAC preseason poll, they definitely haven't been playing like a number 3 team.
Which is, it's honestly kind of crazy that they're playing like this right now, because they have been doing very well this season. Like I said earlier, like one of their losses is to Illinois Wesleyan, so you can't really...
Point for the Red Devils.
Come Devs.
We are tied.
But like, you can't really hold that loss against them just because it's Illinois Wesleyan, it's a bigger school. And like, they beat Dominican in 3 sets.
Yeah.
They beat no one else who we've played. But still, like, they haven't been doing that. Like, terrible.
Schaffner able to keep that one up. Nagel.
And that's in.
Barely finds room. And the Red Devils, for the first time in this 5th set, grab the lead.
So, we will only be playing to 15, I believe. Because I think that's why we just switched, is because we switched mid-set.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the fans back at it.
With their roller coaster.
Man, this is a great environment.
It really is. I love when our sports teams are winning.
Yeah, and we're not even filled up all the way.
Yeah.
Not everybody's even here. So just think of how loud it would be if we had more fans that, you know, actually came out to support. But Red Devils lead at 8-7. Both teams ready to go. Schaffner serving over. This one's set outside. Kept up by Schaffner. Hit outside to Heckman, who hits it over off of the hands of White. Kept up. Back set. And that one is out of bounds. Too strong by Stanford. Red Devils now lead at 9-7. I really do hope we win this one. I want to see what the fans do.
It will be absolutely insane.
Do you think they'll storm the court? I guess that's what we have to say, because it's usually it's the
and that is an automatic Red Devils point, because the Gorlocks are out of rotation.
And you were talking about
I was.
That doesn't usually happen at the collegiate level, but
did they just recall it? I believe it was just recalled. Oh no, it wasn't.
So it is 10-7. Red Devils lead it, 5 points away from their first win of the season, and defeating defeating a highly ranked team in our conference.
Yeah. So if this call stands, that's actually... Oh, it didn't stand. Call did not stand.
That's unfortunate. And now if we lose this game, you know these fans aren't going to get over that one.
Oh, absolutely not.
Floater there, and White knew exactly what she was doing on that play. Found a hole and adds a point to the board for the Gorlocks. It is now 9-8. Both benches hyping up their team. I mean, yeah, overall, this, like we keep mentioning, this has been a very great game. Probably the best, one of the best we'll see from this Red Devils team this season.
Oh, 100%.
As Schaffner backsets to Heckman, and unable to keep that one up is Zablonsky. So the Red Devils do get their 10th point. Not the way it was originally drawn up, but they lead it 10-8 here in the 5th set. And a timeout called by the Gorlocks. So both teams will have some time to discuss any extra, I guess, material going over the game plan for the Red Devils, trying to figure out how to pull away and finally win their first game of the season. And for the Gorlocks, just hoping to stay in it.
Because this will drop. If they lose this game, their win percentage will drop.
Yeah, I mean, for the Gorlocks, if the Gorlocks lose, they not only will they fall under 500, but they will also be 0-1 in the SLIAC standings. So
and Eureka College will be 1-0.
1-0, yeah.
That's got a nice ring to it.
It does. I like the sound of that. That would be nice to say.
Oh yeah.
So the Red Devils back out on the floor. Gorlocks just now getting out of their huddle. But now they make their way back out onto the floor.
And we are ready to go again.
And so here we go. It'll be Lexi Lero-Mattis at the service line. Good serve there, kept up in the air. Beinstein out in the middle, too strong.
It's out.
Too strong, and the Red Devils gain another point as they now lead at 11-8 here in the 5th set. 4 points away from their first win of the season. And actually, most importantly, the very first win against Webster University in school history.
Could be about to happen.
This one's set outside. O'Donohue keeps it up. Company outside to Shell with a big hit. And that one falls out of bounds. Just missed the line. So it will be a point for the Gorlocks. 11-9 here in the 5th set. And I really hope that these fans start to get louder.
I think they're pretty loud.
Louder. Schaffner backsets to Company, who floats it over, kept up in the air by Haunt. This one's going to be Zablonsky. Too strong. Too strong. And the Red Devils lead it 12-9 with Alyssa Company at the line of service. Who else? Who else would it be? So Alyssa Company hoping to be a hero for the Red Devils. Good serve there.
Beautiful serve.
Just got over the net and into the net. Lauren Peterson 13-9 Red Devils, and the Gorlocks take another timeout. The Red Devils are only 2 points away from their first win of the season, 2 points away from a 1-0 record in conference play, 2 points away from their first win against Webster University in school history. As we mentioned prior to the start of the game, Eureka came into this one 0-37 overall against Webster.
Since 2000.
Yeah, that is 24 years.
Only winning 2 sets in those 24 years and 37 games.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be the biggest takeaway from tonight if the Red Devils can pull this one off. So once again, the Red Devils out on the floor first. The Gorlocks obviously going to take their time, maybe mess up the flow of the Red Devils. Or maybe they really are just needing those extra few seconds of talking and getting back on the same page. But they make their way back out onto the floor. Alyssa Company is going to continue to serve for the Red Devils. And as we mentioned before the timeouts were taken, they are only 2 points away from winning this one. And here we go, Alyssa Company, great serve, kept in the air by McGrath. In the middle, White floats it over, diving Lear Mattis, Gauna hits it over. Kept up, but unfortunately, I mean, that was a great effort, but unfortunately, nobody was there after Nagel hit that one, so it is 13-10 in favor of the Red Devils. And who else but Grace White? I feel like we're watching the two biggest stars from both teams compete here. Lear Mattis dives to keep it up. Schaffner in the air, Shell outside. Kept up there by White. In the middle, outside is McGrath. And unfortunately, the diving Brooklyn Shell couldn't get that one over, so it is now 13-11, and now the Red Devils take their timeout.
It is very difficult to not be a fan right now.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna yell so hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously,
but
I
also don't want to burst your eardrums.
Yeah, for you watching it at home, and for me, definitely no, that wouldn't be good.
No, but this game has been very, very fun.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Even the fans, have put a show on of their own. I mean, we said it was going to be a lot of back and forth,
and it definitely has been.
Yeah, and the Gorlocks, I feel like they're not done yet. I feel like, you don't want to go travel to a different school.
No.
And especially play 5 sets and have to come home a loser that night. That's the last thing you want to do.
Especially when you're sitting at that record that they have against us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when I looked at that, I was pretty blown away. But we're back at it. Both teams on the floor, and continuing her serving is Grace White, the sophomore. That one's kept up by Lear Mattis. Schaffner. It's in the middle. Gauna with a big hit finds a hole, and the Red Devils are now 1 point away from their first win of the season and from beating Webster for the first time in school history. At the line of service, Chelsea Beck. Fans getting into it. Both teams ready. Here we go. Beck with the serve, kept up there. Out of bounds, and it falls! It falls, and the Red Devils win it.
First Red Devils. First volleyball win of the season.
Red Devils win it with a final of 15-11.
And what a game.
I mean, yeah, you said it. First win of the season. Red Devils are now 1-0 in conference play. And for the first time in school history, the Red Devils defeat Webster So that'll about wrap things up here. Eureka's next away game is going to be September 21st at Westminster. And our next broadcast is going to be September 25th, next Wednesday. That is going to be at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, September 21st. But we're going to be playing Fontbonne. I guess our schedule is a bit mixed up there, but we'll be back another time for another conference game, another exciting conference game. So, on behalf of my crew, I'm Matthew Swan.
I'm Ella Walker.
Thank you for watching Eureka Red Devils Volleyball here on ECTV.